Hello Gems, Leah from Red Emerald Yoga. Welcome to today's unboxing video. I'm a little bit nasally right now, so I'm going to be cleansing this deck using my tinctures. I do not feel like lighting any candles right now or using any smoke because it's just not agreeing with my sinuses. I've had this deck chilling here on my table, this selenite, for a while. Just have not been able to get around to opening it. So let me talk about it before I open it. So I'm really excited to open this deck. I am on a deck purchasing pause. It doesn't mean I'm not going to be purchasing any decks in the future, but I told myself and my husband that I wasn't going to be ordering any decks for a while. And then I saw this one on Offerup. It said it was made in Switzerland, expressly for US Game Systems Inc., New York. And it looked really old. So I was like, okay, I looked it up. And I looked at the little photos, and it looks like the book. So the book is copyrighted. Let me see. 1971. I don't know if that's the copyright of the deck, but it does look old. It looks like it's got some staining, some weather like wear, but it's Tarot Classic. Enclosed instruction booklet by Stuart R. Kaplan reveals origin of tarot cards, esoteric meaning of each card, how to spread and read tarot cards as practiced centuries ago. So Stuart R. Kaplan is from US Games, and I thought, you know what, it's been a while since they have manufactured decks in Switzerland. I could not find anything online as to when this deck was produced. There was nothing definitive that I could find. So if you know, please drop it down in the comments and I would be forever grateful. These pages feel pretty old, so I'm guessing it's from the 70s. All I did when I received this package was I did open the I don't remember if it came in a bag or a box. That's my concussion kicking in. But I opened the package just to make sure that it was actually a deck of tarot cards inside and I didn't get duped. So this was from a guy on Offerup, and he said that he could not accept my immediate offer to purchase the deck at his asking price. He wanted me to pay through a different means, and I thought it was a scam. And I was like, I'm not comfortable with that. You know, I don't, it'll just look like I'm sending you a gift. So then he's like, oh, well, I have it on eBay. So I asked him for the link, which he sent, and I immediately bought it. This is the first time I'm actually opening it up and checking all of the cards. So I don't know if it's a complete deck. I do know that it's used. There is some staining on the edge, which is fine. I don't mind that. So this is the back. I feel like it's smaller than a Rider-Waite card. Well, apparently I moved my Rider-Waite deck at some point during my concussion, so I don't know where it is. But this is pretty close to the size of the Rider-Waite. And here we have this one, and I am correct. It was a lot smaller than this other card. It's narrower and it's shorter. It has a round, is that round? Yeah, like roundish, kind of, almost completely round corner. It's got a gloss finish and it feels good. Okay, so let's just check out these cards. I'm going to start to sort them by their suit. I like the colors. So this is going to be our our major arcanas. Everything's just slightly delayed sometimes. It's like right there at the tip of my tongue, and then I just have to wait, and then the words come to me. So bear with me. Let's see. So we have our swords. I'll go through these once we get them in order. I really like the colors. I think I already said that. Wait, pentacles. Yeah, you're over here. Okay. It's like, why do I have an extra suit? Oh my gosh. And then we're going to find out and see if it's a complete deck. It's always a bit of adventure, like when you order a used deck, because you don't know, like, is it going to be missing a card or more? Are any of them going to be damaged? You just don't know. But this was a risk that I was willing to take. I was like, oh my goodness, I really want this deck. It's so cute. It's old, and I don't know why, but I have been obsessed. Like, oh my gosh, I want one of those made in Switzerland decks. So we have our little inserts here. I did look up this book, which is a bit spendy, but I am going to put it on my list. Supposedly that's a really good tarot book. So if you're in the market for a good tarot book, that's supposed to be a good one. Okay, so let's see. So we have our ace. I'm loving these colors. I'm like, the colors that I'm really drawn to are these purpley, like this purplish tone, and the green. For me, that's just like totally doing it for me. Oh wait, I was supposed to be seeing if these are in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 5. Then we have our queen and our king. I love it with the little faces on his shoulders. I'm wondering if that's like a nod to Janus, like looking to the past and the future. I don't really know. Interesting. Okay, so I'm just going to set these here for now. And then what was that? I think that was 5. Yeah. 6 and 7. I like the size of card. It really just fits in the hands nicely. And then I mixed these up. I'm just going to blame that on my concussion. I threw these wands in there with the swords. So 10, and then we have the page. He's there chilling. Oh, he is so fancy. Look at him. Isn't he adorable? I love it. And the knight. Again, he's got the little shoulder thing. I really love these old decks. Okay, let's see. What's next? Let's do our wands. Okay, so look at the horse's face. I'm really drawn to his eyes. This knight looks very young. That's a really odd shape for his leg, but that's the shape that it's in. Only makes me love this card all the more. Here's our page. The page looks older than the night for some reason. I like his funny little shoes and his fancy socks. Let's find our court cards. Oh my goodness. He's such a fancy, flashy king. Look at that outfit. And our queen. Ooh, so here we have this thread that's really coming up, and I'm wondering, like, kind of looks like a snake. Why is the thread coming up? Is it like, I don't know, like Kundalini vibes? I don't know. Very interesting. It would be funny if that was just like a scribble that someone's like grandkid did on the deck. I'm like, but it'll be interesting to see how that thread comes into play. I just noticed this. There's numbers here. Okay, and then here we have the 10, but also here. So we have it here on the sides, and then it looks like there is an upright version. Because of the number here, it will tell you. So I wanted to say that that one was belonging in the corner, but I guess I'm going to leave that at the bottom. So if you do read with reversals, then because of this, I would say that the card is reversible. Normally these ones where they're the same upright and the reverse, I would say that those cards were not reversible. Where, you know, the ones that you could tell were. I love that little pop of blue in there. Uh-oh, did I do it again? 3, oh no, they're here. Okay, so yeah. I was like, I know I saw them. Okay, so far our swords and our wands are complete. Let's check out the cups. So now these don't have those little numbers. So that's weird. It's only on some of them. So I know some people don't like pip decks. If you watch my videos, you will know that I am not one of those people. I do like pip decks. I find them very talkative. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Look at that 2 of Cups. I love the heart and the little fish or dragon water things, whatever they are. Oh my gosh. And it kind of looks like a lotus on top a little bit. It's very ornate. I love it. I just really like the colors. So I really like taking my decks with me to the beach. I love doing readings at the beach, but this will not be a deck that I take with me to the beach. I don't think so. It's just too old. I think this one will have to stay put. I like that this one, you can see that they're off center slightly. So one thing that's funny is that in a brand new deck, this would bug the shit out of me. But in an old deck, I kind of like the imperfection. Because I feel like there were probably less of them that had that imperfection. I am having to catch that glare and be aware of it and like get rid of it. So yeah, I like how this cup looks like a fish. Look at the fish tail. And then I just noticed that even the socks on, at least on the cups, this kind of reminds me of a fish too. The legs or the socks. Let me see if these ones do too. Somewhat, yeah, so that's not exclusive to the cups. So yeah, it looks like both the swords both the swords and the wands have these little numbers on them for whatever reason. The court cards do not. I mean, not the court cards. The cups. The cups do not have the numbers. Let's check out the pentacles. Or deniers. They're probably deniers. No, they're pentacles. Okay. Very pretty. What does it say? I don't read French, but I think it's fabriqué, made the cards, shelf house. That's probably the printing house that made the cards. That's my best guess. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so now the pentacles do have this little number here. For whatever reason, the cups do not. So that's pretty strange. Here's our queen. Fancy schmancy. Look at that chair. He's like pulling his little robe to the side like, oh yeah, you like these socks? Thank you. They're custom made. Let's see. Do we have a page? Yes, we have a page. He's a stocky little fella. He's not that little. He looks like a giant. Okay. And we have our, wait, no. This is it. Our 10, we're going to stick the little number at the bottom. Our 9, 8, 7, 6. That one's really pretty. Okay, this one has no, this one's unnumbered. And then the 4, oh my goodness, very fancy. And then here we have an M, or is it a W? I don't know. We're just gonna call it an M because my last name starts with an M. The 3, 2, and the ace. Oh, here we have AS, and then on these, no AS. Very interesting how they do that. This is not the first, Marseille deck that I've had, or Marseille-ish, that does not have consistent numbering like on the sides. So I guess that's just like the way that it was done back in the day. So now let's see if our majors are all here. So far we have the minors all here. Okay, let's just see if we can put these in order really quick. Okay, so it looks like they're all here. So now let's just go through them. Here we have the Fool. This one looks like he's really jumping up at his heels. He looks like he's pushing him. He might be biting his butt. Like, no, don't go. There's danger ahead. Ew, look at all of his little magical tools. So it looks like we have a sword, a wand. These look like swords, cups, and then probably little pentacles, little coins. I like that. Love that purplish color. So it was probably meant to be red, but then this one's red. I don't know. I don't know if it's just faded or what. But I'm really loving this like purplish tone. So if you're not familiar with the older style of cards. Here we have Strength, which is usually number 8 in the Rider-Waite-Smith. And Justice is usually 11. But originally, Justice was 8 and Strength was 11. And Mr. Waite transposed those, so originally this is the way that they were numbered. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. So funny. Ooh, and I don't know what the heck that thing is. Like, is that a hairy dinosaur feathered thing? I don't know, but she is able to control it. In these older decks, the Strength card usually looks like a lot more force than kindness. Or maybe it's like that the weaker sex can still subdue this creature. I don't know. Whatever. He's kind of cool looking. I love this swirling, this mixing of the waters. I like the spiral. That's cool. The moon is super cute. But I think I already have a favorite and I did not pull it out, so I'm gonna have to go look for it. What is going on here? It's a odd shaped body. Okay. Let's see. I think this is my favorite card. I'm going to go through one more time just to make sure. King of Cups is very dashing. I love that fish, that little fish tail on his goblet, but I just don't think that's going to be my favorite. I love all of this intricate, like the little fencing in the batons, but those are wands, whatever. They're not going to be my favorite. That is gorgeous. And look how cute they are. They're so ornate. They're really pretty. Yes, okay. Love the faces though on his shoulders. But no. Okay, so my favorite is the Two of Cups. Oops. So, oh, let's see what the guidebook says. We do have a guidebook. Okay, so it's very basic. Wait, here it is. So it has some keywords: love, friendship, passion, partnership, or marriage. Okay, that's how the guidebook reads. So we're not going to use the guidebook for our reading, but let's see. Let's just do a sample reading for nobody in particular. We're going to shuffle this deck, see how it shuffles. This deck will immediately go into my rotation. I'm just in love with the size. It's really easy to handle. Not gonna lie, the thought is going through my head, so I'm gonna say it. I'm really hoping that I did not get duped into buying a counterfeit deck because of the size, you know, but I'm thinking people had smaller hands back then, so I think this is probably, I'm looking around, I think this is my oldest deck. If this deck is from what the copyright says, if it's from 1971, then this would be my oldest deck. If it's from the 70s, it would still be my oldest deck, I think. I think I have decks from the 80s. I don't know if I have an older one than that. That's a good question. It'd be good to go through and check that out one of these days. Plus, I still have decks that I haven't opened. I have a bin. We don't call it the bin anymore. Now we call it the deck cellar. So I have decks in the cellar. We call it the cellar because it sits underneath my tarot table. So its name is the cellar. This deck is really easy to shuffle. They just glide. They don't fly all over the place. They're not really slippery. They just feel like a nice quality card. I love the sound that it makes. These are in great condition. Like the really only signs of wear are, it looks like sun, you know, like sun damage, possibly from handling, or I don't really know why some parts of the edge are looking older than others. So I definitely will use this deck. It won't just sit there collecting dust just to have. I'll definitely use it and enjoy it. Oh, I just love the way that sounds. Let me do it one more time for you guys. Watch, here it comes. Ready? I think old cards usually sound better. All right, so we are going to do, why did they come into my life? Why did they leave? A lesson they taught me. Okay. Let's see what they say. So this is our sample reading for nobody in particular. Why did they come into my life? Four of Wands. Let's look at the rest of it. Let's see, because this, I don't know, this could be quite a few different things. Why did they leave? The Chariot. They felt like it wasn't going anywhere. So why did they come into my life? I'm going to say this is the Four of Wands in the reverse. They wanted a family. They were chasing a dream, kind of like a fantasy. They had this idealistic idea of family in their mind. They left because this really wasn't going anywhere. There was no progress. The lesson they taught me. Ooh, Five of Pentacles in the reverse. That I need to connect with myself, figure out who I am. that I need to look for happiness within. I need to reconnect with my spirituality. I need to be more in touch, more grounded with not only who I am, like who am I, what do I believe in, figuring out what I want, figuring out that we just can't have a physical connection with the person. It can't just be based on, it can't just be based on sex. It can't just be based on creating a family or creating this look of a happy family. What you see on social media isn't always all that it is chalked up to be. A lot of people are really fake. There has to be that spiritual connection. There has to be something more, because at the end of the day, when nobody's looking, when the beauty fades away, when the looks go, when the sex goes, like what's left? This person just rushing into a relationship, both parties rushing into a relationship before they were ready. Relationship not going anywhere because they don't even know which direction to take it. One person's trying to pull the reins this way, one person's trying to pull the reins that way. They have no idea where they're going, so they just don't go anywhere because the relationship is based on superficial bullshit. The relationship is based on a dream, on a fantasy, on a freaking cartoon, on a movie, something that's like, I said this card was going to be in the upright, right? As an M. And in the reverse, I'm just looking at the W, and I just feel like this word just keeps like replaying in my head, wanting. Wanting. At the end of the day, they're left wanting. Yeah. So that's how the deck reads. Let's see. I'm going to go over my list. I mean, they don't even make decks like this anymore. They don't use these boxes. So like, I'm not going to really review it, but I think that it kept the cards safe. I mean, they were secure. This part does get munched up. I won't keep it in this box. I'll stick these cards in a bag. But I think it's attractive. It kind of reminds me of a cigarette box, honestly. That's what it reminds me of. Let's see if it has a smell all these years later. Let's see. It kind of smells like orange. So I'm thinking that was the person's scent, like lotion or perfume or oils or something. I don't know. It smells like lotion. I mean, orange. And it's not just from the color. That's interesting though, because the person had the orange backing and they also have cards that smell like orange. Very interesting. Let's see. Also smells like orange. Yeah, definitely the person. That's pretty cool. And then the feel, let's see. I bet these cards are really like, not buttery, but like, oh my gosh, they just glide effortlessly. I don't want to say, they feel like it's not satin, right? But like when you get like the shiny side of satin and you rub it against the other shiny side of satin, that's kind of what it feels like. It's just like so smooth. I don't even know if you can hear me talking over the sound of that helicopter, but it is just so smooth. Okay. Does it remind me of a deck that I have? Kind of. I guess the closest one to this, and it's very, very different still, would be Ancient Italian Tarot. I feel like this one is a little bit more feminine, but like prettier, brighter gemstone colors. But I would not hesitate to pull this deck out for a man, and I wouldn't hesitate to pull Ancient Italian Tarot out for a woman. The ornateness of it kind of reminds me of, so like the cards without the people on them kind of remind me of Squid Cake Tarot. That deck is very pretty, except for when the people get on the cards, and then it kind of just looks like sad and slow and sluggish. And that's when I like to use squid cake tarots, like when people feel like they're stuck, they're in a rut, they're not making progress. The pip cards are very ornate and pretty, very elegant, without feeling like stuck and stuck in a rut type of vibe. So that is pretty cool. Like, if you found a deck like this, would it be for newbies? I would say it's more like an advanced deck. You would definitely want to have your meanings down before you begin, especially if it only comes with a little tiny book like this. You would definitely want to have a more in-depth book, or know your Rider-Waite meanings and carry those over. So yeah, I just wanted to share this deck with you guys, share my little experience of shopping on Offerup and finding this little gem, getting bummed and thinking like, oh man, this guy's a con artist and I am not going to order from him, and then having him send the link to his eBay and then being able to have it here at my door in just a couple of days, which was awesome. One thing I want to point out is that since I have shuffled this deck, you can barely tell where the discolorations of the deck were, like on the side. It really blended in a lot. If I was to edge this deck, I would probably do it in that green color, or maybe even this like purpley color. Maybe the blue. I wouldn't do it in the orange. I don't think. I don't know. I always think about edging my decks and then I usually chicken out, but I think it might look pretty cool. But just personal preference, I probably wouldn't want to edge a deck that's this old because they're hard to come by. Let's pull one more random card. I normally do that. Ooh, here we have Judgment. Okay, so this is this is Judgment. Saggy butt Judgment. Okay. All right. So I feel like this would just be rising to the occasion, answering the call. You are being tapped, you are being called, you're feeling led to do something. And now all you have to do is stand up. These people are pleading with this person, like, come on, get up, stand up, come back to us. And he's just like, no, I just want to stay here on my saggy butt. And they're like, please get up, please get up. So he's got to get up. Rise to the occasion. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys soon. Bye for now, gems.